Welcome back to the Make Stuff Fix Things YouTube channel. In episode 2 of the Airstream renovation series, a continued disassembly of the trailer, getting the subfloor removed, exposing some rust and some corrosion on the rear of the trailer frame. So I tackle some cleanup of that in preparation for the larger end cap repair. Working on Airstream today. Got outdoor shower, mostly plumbing mocked up. Just need to crimp all the fittings down. And then I am working on tearing apart this back end and getting to frame and everything. There's my new Max Air fan, installed yesterday. Pretty stoked on that. But I got a chunk of the subfloor cut out here. You can see some of my floor fasteners are so rusted I couldn't actually back those out, and certainly some of the frame, it seems like it's just some surface rust. We'll see when I get down in here how bad it actually is. Outside of that, I have gotten most of the elevator bolts out. This one's spinning, this one's just really hard to get to, so and I'm going to try to clean up a bunch of this mess in the belly pan, and then go start stripping that off, and then probably the banana wraps on the side, so I can actually get at the elevator bolts and get this so I can get all the subfloor out, and then start cleaning up the frame, and then start getting everything prepped to put it back together. Making some progress here, but yeah, the corrosion, aluminum corrosion is actually a thing that happens. So you can see the belly pan is just completely just falling apart down there. And then I've got these what they call underbelly wrap, so it's a aluminum piece encapsulated on the outside. I'm gonna have to order that material probably directly from Airstream because it's a special gray, but swap those out too because there's similar corrosion all along where it attached this frame rail here and on the other side. So that's a fun new thing that I could not see before. So this corrosion stuff, I mean look at these holes. It's pretty crazy. Just falling apart. And then the underside of the frame here, I'm gonna have a lot of frame cleanup to do. I think it's still structurally sound. I think it is mostly surface rust, but I'm definitely gonna be using some like rust reformer. You know, maybe you can, if it focuses, yeah, you can see kind of like that rust. I think I already hit this with a wire wheel a little bit, so it pulled the flaky stuff off, but there's a little good bit of penetration in some of this, so still working on that. And I think my goal is going to be just try to get all this stuff stripped off so I can start cleaning up, and then you know, prepping the frame. And yeah, still need to get those elevator bolts out, as I discussed earlier. Still haven't gotten that far with it. Mostly been trying to clean up the insulation and mouse poop and stuff, so when I do drop this stuff out, I'm not eating that stuff on the bottom side. This is where I'm going to be leaving it for today. End of the weekend. I have this side underbelly wrap, banana things, and subfloor completely removed. The underbelly wrap actually goes all the way up to about this point, start of the wheel well. I do think I'm going to pull this panel as well. Just the water damage is actually a little bit more visible from the underside now that I have that off. You can maybe see a little bit in here, but I think I'm going to go I'm going to end up having to do this in segments, just because I cannot find this oversized plywood in the 1932nds. So with that, I'm probably going to go the full 8 feet from there over to here, which is about somewhere in here, and replace all of this in a few different segments. I did not get to this side. I still have to get the exterior trim and some other stuff off so I can get that wrap off and get to the bottom side of that. But yeah, feeling pretty good about it. Definitely, with the amount of corrosion and dirt and stuff that was in here, I got a lot in my face today. So excited to get past this pretty messy step. I'm getting this bottom trim off today. Problem is, the previous repair or whatever happened, they put these non-stainless screws into the C-channel from the outside, and they are all just falling apart. So I've been taking the angle grinder, cutting a slot in the head, and basically pulling the heads off. I tried drilling them out, but seemingly every drill bit I have is dull and can't drill through a steel screw head. So, different thing. So here's the state of the underside of the frame. A lot of this is just some of the aluminum corrosion that's attached to it, but I'm glad I'm doing all this work. There's some rust on the top cross member. This channel, I'm sure, was a cool idea for structural integrity, but this is where my leak was, and then it just has brought water further into the trailer, which then I think has dripped down onto here. So if I had a drain hole back there, this probably wouldn't be as bad, but well, luckily when I get a little bit further forward, it does start to clean up a little bit. The frame up in here is in pretty decent shape, so yep. here we are on the inside. A little messy right now, but I got all of this frame cleaned up. Actually borrowed the welder from work and kind of reinforced some of the welds here that were cracked, so the outriggers were flopping around a little bit. I think over on this side was the worst. These are not the prettiest thing just because the outrigger material is so thin, and then the frame part is pretty thick, so it's hard to get the heat in the right spots. I still have a little bit of work to do on the outrigger here, right behind the wheel well. I've made a lot of progress on the, I guess, driver's side. This one was pretty bad. I'm trying not to have to take the wheel well off, so just kind of like propping it up and getting in here with a wire brush, and then using that rust encapsulator paint. So you can see there's this is borderline replacement status probably, but I was not in a position to do that. Something interesting that I'm learning about the construction of this is the order of operations with which this is put together. So there are screws coming up through the plastic into the subfloor, which leads me to believe that the shell and subfloor are assembled separate from the frame, which doesn't make any sense to me, but I guess that's I'm not a manufacturing engineer, so we'll see. Also on the back end, I made a lot of progress on this yesterday. I'm getting all the rust cleaned up, and then at least my first layer of the rust encapsulator paint on there. We got the whole back end of the frame done on the outside, and then also quite a bit of progress on the inside, but it's already just looking so much better. At this point I started tackling some miscellaneous projects and cleanup work while waiting for the end shell assembly to arrive. got this reinstalled. The lighting's a little off, but it's nice and shiny, so took that off, cleaned it up with a wire brush, and then some 4/0 steel wool, and it looks real nice compared to what it looked like before. There's definitely still a little bit of corrosion on this upper piece that I just couldn't get all the way down through without spending way too much time on this, so kind of took that as it was, but also put some polyurethane sealant behind it, so hopefully it kind of arrests any corrosion in that sandwich piece there. And then you can see the wheels and tires are off. I'm going to take the opportunity, while I'm waiting for some parts and stuff, to clean up the brakes and then repack the wheel bearings. Main reason I took this off is this front part of this frame was all had a good bit of rust and corrosion on it, so just like I'd done with the back side. Focus, yep. Want to get this front side cleaned up, so got that. Definitely this piece of underbelly wrap needs a little bit of love, but can't really afford to replace all of this, so just gonna do this one, or clean this one up the best I can, and try to maybe spray a little clear coat and arrest any corrosion that's going on there. Definitely need to clean up where the propane lines go through and reseal those. But I want to find these little, they have these little plastic standoffs around there to try to keep the metal separated, and clearly they've disintegrated, so I'm going to try to track down a couple of those. But all in all, pretty good day. Brakes look, there's certainly plenty of material on the shoes themselves, and somebody had repacked the outer bearing. You can see some fresh grease on that, but does not look like they got into the inner bearing. That's kind of some what looks to be some old dirty black grease. So I'm ordering some new seals, and then we'll get all these repacked and rebuilt. Thanks for watching episode 2 of the Airstream renovation series. As always, I really enjoy any feedback, positive, negative, or otherwise. So whether it's about the videos of the project, leave a comment below. And stick around for the next episode where I tackle the actual removal and replacement of the entire end shell assembly, which is a pretty major milestone for the project, and kind of turns it from demolition back into a rebuild. So exciting step. Thanks again for watching, and if you can, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future episodes. Thanks.